We're continuing our Computex 2026 sponsored coverage at the ASRock booth. And here's Bomberman, ASRock's mascot. So this is ASRock's premium gaming monitor line known as the Taichi. You've probably seen it on their motherboards. Bunch of 27-inch monitors here. They're all OLED. The difference is these two over here use an LG panel, while these three over here use a Samsung panel. These two monitors are pretty much exactly the same apart from the color. One is white and one is black. And they're both 4K, 240 Hz. These two monitors top out at 1000 nits HDR peak. And the port selection is pretty impressive with even a KVM switch included. Also, if you love monitor speakers, well, they're included too. As you'd expect for a premium line, it's very ergonomic. Tilt, pan, swivel. Unlike the other three panels, these two feature dual mode. 240 Hz refresh rate out of the box, but you can drop it down to full HD and get 480 Hz. While this one is 540 Hz at 1440p, and if you drop it down to full HD, you'll get 720 Hz. If you're looking for the absolute brightest monitor, well, this one tops out at 1500 nits, so get your sunglasses out. But if you don't need dual mode, this one tops out at 500 Hz at QHD. So while the Taichi line is the premium gaming line, this is the Phantom Gaming mid-range line of monitors. They're still OLED, but there are some differences. For example, the peak brightness is down, the amount of ports is down, and there's no KVM switch. Still, ASRock thinks these will be very competitively priced and should be popular with gamers. So these are the 27-inch models, and they're exactly the same apart from the color, white and black. And they both top out at 240 Hz and 400 nits peak brightness. For the ultra-wide crowd, we have this Phantom Gaming curved monitor, which tops out at WQHD or 1440p. And this one features a dual mode, QHD 200 Hz or HD at 400 Hz. If you haven't noticed yet, these new heavy-duty stands are not as invasive as the typical legs we see on other monitors. Bangin'. ASRock is going for broke with their new AI liquid cooler range. Yep, these are premium liquid coolers with fancy RGB holographics, screens. Yes, you can play Doom on them. You can do whatever you want. What I want to show you is that this year there's a lot of focus on reducing the amount of cable clutter with AIOs. And check this out. These fans connect to each other basically like Lego. But for these hollow frame models, we've got a full frame that you just put onto the radiator. To prove that they're serious, ASRock showed me this test bench, which features their premium AIO liquid cooler, and it's attached to a CPU that runs up to 800 watts in Prime 95, and it managed to stay under 100 C degrees. Oh yeah. There you are. It's staying under 100C. And if you didn't already know, ASRock's celebrating their 10th anniversary of their Taichi brand. And here you can see their mascot, not Bomberman, their actual mascot in this 360 Holo AIO. Of course, there are other products that are celebrating the 10th anniversary, and we have motherboards, graphics cards, and even a power supply. Unfortunately, these won't be available for sale. These are just for show. And this was the first Taichi motherboard, the X99. All right, we're at ASRock's mini PC section. And if you like really thin form factor, small mini PCs, well, the Mars 340 may be for you. It features AMD's Ryzen AI5 340 CPU. There's a couple of DDR5 HUDIMM slots, a single M.2 SSD slot, and an external 65-watt 19-volt power supply. As you can see, it's very thin and caters for many uses with even an SD card slot on the front. Here's another one on the Intel side. Pretty similar design, but it is a bit different. Features Intel's Core Ultra 7 265 CPU. However, one difference with this one is that it's running a single DDR5 HSODIMM slot. With current DRAM pricing out of control, this is done to bring down the cost. Alright, so what is HSODIMM? stands for half SODIMM, and this new technology announced earlier this year has been co-developed by ASRock, Intel and TeamGroup. Your traditional DDR5 stick has a dual sub-channel architecture, while HSODIMM slashes this to just one. There's also a reduced DRAM chip count, and the module is purely optimized for cost savings. ASRock is adding HSODIMM compatibility support across a range of its mini PCs and motherboards, and while performance does take a hit with purely HSODIMM, ASRock says on the gaming side, it holds up especially well if you mix one module with a DDR5 module. And on the mini PC side, lower end integrated graphics won't see as much of a hit, but we'll see a massive cost reduction, with ASRock telling me that the price drops by up to 50%. Here's the ASRock Desk Slim X600 bare bones. A cool feature about the Desk Slim is that it supports a low profile graphics card, and it's all powered with an external power supply, which is different to the ASRock Desk Meat, which included an internal power supply. For the CPU cooler support, you've got an AM4 or AM5 CPU cooler up to a max height of 71mm. For storage, you've got 2x SATA slots, along with a Gen 5 X4 M.2 SSD slot and a Gen 4 X4. And as for opening it, well, it's pretty easy. It's just one screw, and then you pull out. Here's the pre-build, and no, I'm not talking about the monitor. This one is mounted on the back of it. It features an AMD Ryzen 7 9700X and an Intel Arc Pro B50 graphics card. Oh, and by the way, that's a dual slot low profile graphics card. Oh yeah. Big thanks to ASRock for supporting this part of our Computex 2026 coverage. There's plenty more to come, so make sure to like and subscribe to get notified. Cheers!